If you're hurt, injured, don't waste time. Gary Johnson cries for every dime.
Welcome to Simply the Law, a program created by attorney Gary C. Johnson. Simply the Law provides free legal advice and encourages happiness and quality of life. Now, here's Simply the Law with Gary C. Johnson.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into Simply the Law. I'm Keith Casebolt. Look at that festive holiday tie that you got on, Gary C. Johnson.
I'm shopping. Black Friday. I did it all.
You're in the spirit,
Hi,
I can
guys and
tell.
gals. Thanks again for hanging out with us. I want to talk to you about some stuff tonight that I hope you will find interesting, or a little bit. The Christmas is coming up. Don't forget, get your gifts. Don't wait till the last minute. It costs more money. Right? You're waiting on the bargains. Don't wait till the day after Christmas to buy your Christmas decorations. They'll be really cheap then.
All that makes sense. Now, you say that, and you know on Christmas Eve, I'll be out in the store still doing it. I always put it off to the last moment.
He puts it off because he doesn't really get scared until then.
That's right.
And fear makes him, fear. I want to talk to you a little bit about fear and greed. How many of you have ever been caught by greed?
Oh.
My friends?
I think I know where this is going. Yeah, because
Greed.
that greed makes things that are too good to be true in your mind true.
Remember the old saying, you can't con an honest man? That's true. But harnessing and capturing our greed and not falling prey to it, it's really difficult. Right, friends? It is. Because you see, I'm going to get something for nothing here. I'm going to get a free lunch. Nope, ain't none. But we never give up hope that we're going to get a free ride. And we get caught in office messes because of it. And that's why I'm talking to you, because I suspect one of my friends is watching this, has been caught in one of those messes, but it's okay. Other people get caught in them too. You'll get over it. You'll survive it. It'll be fine.
It's hard to resist.
If people find out about it, they may laugh at you, though.
But it's hard to resist.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
And especially at this time of year, you get all of these notices and offers and good things that can happen to you if only you will give them.
Yeah. That's what the program is going to be about, is some things that I suspect you people don't know. Let's go to the computer. There's our number if any of you need to reach us. Again, I have an office in Lexington now. So my friends from Eastern Kentucky, which I was looking around the other night, and there was 12 friends of mine that had moved to Lexington in just the last few years. So GaryCJohnson.com. In general, please make sure you have underinsurance that protects you and your family. Now, since Keith is in the business, I'm going to talk to you about something that most of you folks don't know anything about, and Keith is going to help me. It's called geofencing. Keith, tell us about geofencing.
Yeah, geofencing is really neat. For all of us that has the little smartphone, whenever you're traveling and you walk into a location, and I think on the screen was the Walmart, there's a thing called a geofence that's around it. As soon as you get out of the car and you walk through that fence, they have your phone, and you will start getting ads on your apps and your phone. So if you have the weather app on your phone and you click on it, all of a sudden, there comes an ad from Walmart or wherever you walked into that has been fenced. And you're thinking, that's kind of odd. How'd I get that? You didn't realize you walked through an invisible geofence.
And the point I want to make to you is people can geofence Walmart without it being Walmart.
Correct.
It just doesn't mean that Walmart is geofencing you. And that's the scam I want to talk to you about. People that, in other words, if a lawyer wanted to, they could probably geofence an emergency room so that when you go to your app or your phone, an ad for that lawyer would pop up. It's called geofencing. Now, I thought you could turn that stuff off on your phone. So I went to all my location things a long time ago and turned off all the location things that I thought would do it. And what happened to Keith and I both just the other day is what I want to bring to your attention. I went to Walmart for some little something, and I assumed Keith had gone to Walmart for some little something. Now, Walmart had no idea about this. Nothing. None. Zero. What was happening. I'm sure they didn't. But this came up on my phone. Go to the computer. See what it says? Congratulations, Gary. Your code W2ZR9T7 printed on your last receipt is among 7 we randomly picked for a $1,000 Walmart gift card promotion. And then you're supposed to click on that little thing at the bottom to get your promotion. Well, here's the thing about it. Number one is this could not possibly have come from Walmart because Walmart does not have my number, right? Number two, that was not the code on my receipt. And I mentioned it to Keith, and he had the exact same thing on his phone with the exact same promotion code. That is a scam. And that scam was because they tracked your phone, you were at Walmart, they decided to scam you by having you click on that bottom of that to where they could then access your phone. Scam.
What got me about it, Gary and I were doing the radio, and he pulled it up to show me on his phone, and I quickly turned my phone around, and there was the same thing. What was the odds that Gary and I both won $1,000 from Walmart?
Out of 7.
Out of 7. Yeah, it was us too. So then the whole thought process was, where they had me, I had been to Walmart. Mm-hmm. So I didn't think, and like many people, I'm like, whew, lucky day, I won $1,000. I had not clicked on it. And when Gary and I talked about it, it was obvious this was not from Walmart. There was an individual that had put a geofence around Walmart to capture your phones, to get you to click onto this, to give your information to collect your $1,000, which wasn't going to happen.
Well, they moved the geofencing, the scammers to a new level. There was nothing wrong with geofencing. If you go to Walmart and Walmart wants to send you an ad, fine. That was for advertising purposes. There's advertising everywhere. But it appears from what Keith and I got the other day that the scammers have got caught on to geofencing. And they're now moving it to another level to where they can try to get your personal information. There was no way I was going to click on that. Number one, if you get something on your phone and you don't recognize the phone number, don't take the call. If you don't know the call number, don't take the call. If it's somebody that really needs to reach you, they'll leave you a voicemail, right? Make sure you have your voicemail on your phone to where you can take the message. That way you won't be stuck with that. The other thing is, be careful every time you pick that phone up. Anymore, there's some chance that there's somebody trying to get your information or scam you. But that's what I'm going to talk about. This time of year, it's blatant and it's everywhere. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the scams.
Yeah, and some information on your phone when we come back that you might find amazing. Stay with us. Simply the Law with Gary C. Johnson, right after this break.
I'm Gary C. Johnson. I developed a method of representing my clients called Judo Law. Using Judo Law, our team set the record for the largest personal injury verdict in the state of Kentucky. No other law firm has even come close. We've had several multi-million-dollar verdicts since then, and guess what? now, most of our cases settle. If you've been hurt and you need money fast, give us a call, pound hurt.
Welcome back into Simply the Law. Now, with the information that Gary gave you, many of you may say, oh, well, I would never click on that. I would never click on that. But what these con people know, Gary, is there's good people out there that might be struggling at this time of year. They're wanting to have a Christmas for their family, and then out of nowhere comes this blessing, this miracle that they've won $1,000, and they have to click on it because this is what they've been looking for.
That's right. That's what they're counting on. Let's go back to computer. Another one I want to talk to you folks about. It's very profound. Online scams prey on internet users' sympathy, fear, and greed. Phishing scams trick users into unwittingly handing over their passwords to the scammers. Now, these often come through professional-looking emails from trustworthy business. Now, what is that?
Whew, boy, did I get one last week. I pulled it up to show Gary. I got an email from Wells Fargo Bank that said, we are trying to deposit the $3,600 into your account. There's something wrong with the last digit of your account number. Please log on and give me the right account number. Well, that didn't work on me because I don't bank with Wells Fargo, so I knew it was a scam. But just like Gary said, when they're phishing, how many people might have had an account or something with Wells Fargo who said, hey, look, I've got $3,600 coming.
What these scammers do is they go to like Apple's website and they build a website that looks like Apple's. Then they send you something that says your iTunes account has been suspended. You're going to have to reset your password and give us information. Otherwise, you will not have your iTunes account. Well, you click on it, and it comes up, and it looks just as official as anything you would ever see in Apple, and it starts asking you for information, such as Social Security number, the credit card number again for your iTunes account, and guess what? It's not Apple. It's a scammer that is pretending that they're Apple, getting your information. Now, what you need to do if you ever get those things, call Apple or whatever, whoever it is, and make absolutely certain before you put any personal information at all into that computer, on your iTunes account or whatever, or better yet, check your iTunes account and see if it's working, or whatever it is.
Gary, there's another element to it. I'm with the Kentucky Broadcasters Association. I got an email from our chairman that said, Keith, in a meeting, real busy, I need some Apple iTunes cards. Would you be so kind to go ahead and get them and send them? I'll get up with you later. Thanks for helping out the Kentucky Broadcasters Association. I knew they would never ask for that, but they had the chairman's name, they had my name. Here's this request from him, the chairman, personally asking me to help. I could not believe that scam.
Well, there is no limit to the ingenuity of people that are going to scam and get your money. My friends, this time of year, we're very susceptible to that. And that's why we're having this program. Hopefully, I can keep one of you from losing your rear to some scammer that's trying to get what you've got. And it's like that Walmart gift card. They were playing upon your being destitute and desperately needing that $1,000, or your greed. Oh boy, I'm going to get $1,000 I didn't do anything for. Hoping that you would click on that so they could get your information. And when they start asking for your personal information, don't do it.
Gary,
that vision is the biggest thing there is out there.
What bothers me also, here we are at this time of the year when people open up their hearts and they want to give and they want to do the right thing to help people, but there's people that are calling on you asking for your donations that are not worthy. They are con artists. What's the best advice about, you want them to give, but you want them to give to the right people?
Know who you're giving to. Know them personally. Period. Because otherwise you may be getting scammed. And I mean, there's people that'll call pretending they're representing all kinds of organizations, wanting to just get $5 from you. But they're not necessarily after the $5, they're after that credit card number that you're going to use to give them the $5. Boom. Let's see, how many breaks we got left? 2. Let's take a break and then we'll come back. I got some more stuff I want to talk to you about on the computer.
It's a shame that at this time of year these things go on, and you might ask yourself, well, who falls for these things? You'd be surprised who falls for it and how many fall for it. That's why Gary's doing the program. Stay with us. We'll be back with more information right after this on Simply the Law.
Eastern Kentucky, southern West Virginia, and southwest Virginia. It can be a tough territory to reach when it comes to marketing. We can help. We can also help you find your identification. And we have plenty of services to do it and a lot of experience behind us, over 37 years. In fact, we've either booked or sold nearly $70 million in advertising in this region. You need a new voice, a new idea, a new concept? Casebolt Marketing. We're ready to go to work for you today. Our motto is nothing happens until you make it happen. So let's get started today.
Welcome back into Simply the Law. A very good program tonight because we're in the season of giving, and Gary is showing us what some people would do to take advantage of our generosity, maybe even to take advantage of the fact that we're in a tight spot and need some money. And unfortunately, Gary, these things are rampant. They're everywhere, even the big ones where it's like, I've got millions of dollars overseas that I can get to you if you'll help me.
Yeah, it is amazing. The ingenuity, I don't know how you combat it. They're so smart in what they're doing, except beware, 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 beware. If anything is out of the ordinary, anything that you get, then there's probably an out of the ordinary explanation for it. So before you take any action, check it out. Now let's go back to the computer. I got some more stuff I want to cover with you. Oh, the Nigerian prince scam.
Well, yeah, you had
I bet you every one of you that's got email has run into that once before. Now, what is the Nigerian prince scam? Well, you will get this. Urgent business proposal. We have $30 million US, which we got from overinflated contract from crude oil contract awarded to foreign contractors in the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. We are seeking your assistance and permission to remit this amount to your account. Your commission is 30% of the money. Please notify me your acceptance to do this business urgently. The men involved are men in government. More details will be sent to you by fax as soon as we hear from you.
I don't know, Gary.
Send
Now,
us
wait a
your
minute.
telex and telephone numbers, including your private home phone number. Contact me urgently through the fax number above. Please treat this as most confidential. I'll reply strictly by DHL courier or through fax number. Thank you for your cooperation. Prince Jones Dimka.
Wait a minute. What if this one is real? That's $9 million. That's a lot of money. Maybe we should look at it.
Yeah. 30%. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a fella bring me one of these and said, how do I get this money? Because they trust me to handle it for them.
A professional individual.
Yes. And I said, my friend, nobody's going to give you any money. It's just that simple. And I bet you all kinds of you folks out there have got this Nigerian scam. And it's been around for 20 years and it's still working.
You have seen it on 60 Minutes. I think the Dr. Phil show had a heart surgeon who had lost over $400,000 in sending these people this money. And this guy is a super intelligent guy. You got to be super intelligent to be a heart surgeon. But he had given over $400,000 to these people to ship all this money over, and it was a complete scam, and of course never happened.
Remember, you can't con an honest man, right? That heart surgeon was a dishonest man. He was going to get something for nothing, so it only cost him $400,000. Beware, 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 my friends. It is dangerous out there. Let's go back to computer. I may have another one on there, I'm not sure. Okay, ticket fraud. Any of you guys got caught on this? Where they're selling these tickets on the internet to these sporting events, and you can buy them and get them cheap. The only thing is, they're fraud, they're fake tickets. I suspect some of you may have got caught up in that.
You're wanting to go to the big show for Taylor Swift, or you're wanting to go to the Super Bowl, and voila, somebody has it. They're going to sell it to you at face value, dirt cheap. You pay it, and what you get is a piece of paper that's worthless.
It's a fake ticket. That is a really big scam, and a lot of people get caught up in it because they really want to go to the event, and they see it on the internet, therefore it must be legitimate. They buy the ticket, they pay for it, there ain't no ticket. It's a ticket scam. It's a scam.
You know, Gary, I think you said something in the beginning when you were doing this that was the most important thing. Deal with people you know. If you're making a donation, it's to your local homeless shelter, it's to your church. If you're dealing with somebody on any kind of projects, it's your local banker. It's the people that you know and trust that you're dealing with.
I guess this leads me off to something to talk about other than scam. You ever hear the saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know?
Mm-hmm.
Very important saying. Now let's take that and move it into, say, lawyers. If a New York lawyer or a Florida lawyer comes into Eastern Kentucky and goes into a courtroom, do you think anyone will know who they are? Do you think anyone would trust them on anything they said? If you're going to hire a lawyer, it doesn't need to be somebody from Florida or New York or California or whatever. You need to hire you a lawyer that's local, that knows the local culture, that knows the local customs, that is known in the community, because it's not necessarily all lawyers can read the law. That's not the problem. But as being effective in persuading and being effective in getting something done, you need to hire someone that's been here, that's local.
You know, you even have gone farther than that in saying you've got an open door policy. Come and see my office. Walk around and meet my staff. Look at the cases that are on the wall, the things that we've done, the ratings that we have. Come upstairs and look through the verdicts. We'll show you everything. You want to be as transparent as possible.
Well, and any legitimate law firm will. And I'm not just saying it's just me that does this. But you need to think when you're hiring an attorney, is where did these people come from out of this blue sky? Where did they come from all at once with all of this big advertising? Does that make them good, decent lawyers locally? Got my doubts about that. But I don't know how I got off on that. Let's take our last break and we'll come right back.
Hey, stay with us. We're just about ready to wrap up this edition of Simply the Law. We'll do that when we return with Gary C. Johnson.
People are asking, what is judo law? Judo is a martial art that uses the opponent's strength to defeat them by not opposing it directly. Gary C. Johnson created a method of practicing law based upon that principle. It worked so well, he named it judo law. To see the results, go to GaryCJohnson.com. To have Gary and his team of judo lawyers go to work for you, dial pound HURT. This is an advertisement.
Welcome back into Simply the Law. Gary, if you can see it, touch it, feel it, you know who they are,
right.
More than likely you're not going to get scammed. If
That's
you
exactly
can't do those things, you probably are.
Let's go back to computer. I got another one on there that I need to talk to you about. GoFundMe sob stories. People get, and they're fake. People get caught up in this all the time, and they send money. Beware what you send to. Check it out before you send it. Make sure it's legitimate. And the last one, scammers create fake emergencies to get your money, such as your grandson is being held in jail. Now let me talk to you about that a little bit. It's like geofencing your phone. They'll bump it or whatever, and it may be some young person, and they see in there a phone number that says mom. Well, they will immediately call mom and say, Mom, they've been in a bad accident. They're hurt. We need money immediately in order to get them some medical care. And it's your grandson such and such, your granddaughter such and such. And the money's gone then. Or better yet, they just got caught by the police and they're in jail and they need $500 to go their bond. Now they gave us this number, your number, to call you so you could get the $500 and get it to them. Scam after scam after scam out there, my friends. Beware, 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 especially this time of year.
Never thought that would work, but a very prominent businessman I know of got the call that his grandson was in Florida and had been picked up and was in jail, but if he would wire transfer $500, they could get him out of the jail, and he did it.
Yep.
And of course, the grandson was right here in eastern Kentucky, was not in Florida. All right, the main thing is, this is the time of giving. What Gary just told you, if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. If you are moved to give to a charity, make sure it's your local church, the homeless shelter, somebody that you know that you can go and hand the money to and know that the money is going to go to the good work. And as Gary said, beware, beware, beware.
They are after your money, my friends, and they will get it if you're not extremely careful, especially in this day of all this digital internet.
Yeah, and that $30 million from the prince, you and I are going to have to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll figure out how to get that, Keith.
Thank you, my friend. As always, what a wonderful time we have visiting with you. We can't thank you enough. On behalf of Gary Johnson, I'm Keith Casebolt. Thank you for tuning in to Simply the Law. And as always, Gary and I look forward to seeing you again next week, right here at this very same time.
Thank you for watching Simply the Law, a program created by Gary C. Johnson. Until next week, may you be safe, blessed, and happy.